Okay, it looks like we are live here now. Welcome, everyone. This is Wednesday night, July 23rd, Team Certainty and Power Network Google Hangout for prospective new customers. Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Tonight's going to be a little bit, we got a lot of stuff, but we're going to be a little bit short. You know, I've got to be a place. Gary Smith can't be with us. I do have Mr. Iron Dane Richards with me. So, how are you doing, Mr. Iron Dane Richards? Sir?
Doing great,
okay.
sir.
Okay, good. But unfortunately, I've been traveling the last week, and I've got to be somewhere in 30 minutes. I got to be somewhere at 8 o'clock, so it's Central Time.
Okay.
So we're gonna have to keep this to a half an hour. I've got to make this appointment, otherwise, Daddy will be in trouble. So anyway, it's one of the reasons why I raced home, is so I could get to this, appointment, this evening. So. Anyway, but thank you. Welcome, customers or prospective customers and viewers, for watching in and checking in with us tonight. If you're watching this live on one of our YouTube channels or broadcast pages, or possibly even, listening live on one of the radio stations we broadcast on, thank you for taking the time. Again, we're going to limit it's a little bit of half an hour tonight, a little bit shorter than usual, just due to some other things. And also, if you're catching this live, it's on, or on replay, this will be a half an hour tonight. So before we jump in, we're going to make this quick, but before we jump in, we'll let people gather as we always do on these hangouts. Current events, Mr. Iron Dane Richard, what do you think? Anything on your horizon at all?
Yeah, I was going to say, over there in Ukraine, I feel for those people, and today they shot down 2 jets outside of Kiev. So it's
what kind of jets were they? Were they were they military aircraft?
Yeah, Ukrainian military. They took down a couple.
Have they identified who took down that Malaysian aircraft?
They're pretty sure that it was the Russian missile system, the Bucks. But the thing is, the local rebels wouldn't know how to run the Bucks. They're pretty sophisticated, is what I mean. Everybody's saying that, yeah. But Putin, he's just like shaking his head. He doesn't want to back down, but he's still not real happy about what's happened. I mean, I think it's somebody in the field had a little moment of glory and shot down that jet.
Yeah, that's what I think too. I think somebody jumped the gun a little bit, panicked. Somebody out in the field panicked. Who cares what side they're on? But they just panicked. With some lower level, somebody that just barely had the authority to make the decision, probably, or maybe not even had the authority to make the decision. Didn't know what it was, didn't do what they were supposed to do, and just jumped the gun. Knee-jerk reaction, pressed a button, or told somebody to press a button, and next thing you know, you got 300 dead civilians on the ground. And this person is just shaking it, their hands in their face, just going, oh my God, what did I do? What did I do? What did I do? But in war, I mean, things like that happen. But there should be a damn war in the first place. But I think it was a field op mistake. But it's very, very unfortunate. And the other thing is, that damn airliner shouldn't have been flying there in the first place. You're just asking for trouble.
You know that it's a conflict area. He could have gone around. I mean, there was other alternative routes to take. I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
The airline should have been smart enough to reroute.
Yeah, just be somewhere else. It's just, it's not that much saving gas, whatever. I mean, you got other people's lives you should be more concerned about than the bottom line. So anyway, anything else? I didn't notice anything. At all, really. I mean, I've been away, like I haven't been around.
I know you've been traveling, so
yeah.
I was going to say you've been on the go there, sir.
I will say that I got to throw this in here. This is kind of for our American viewers, and that is, I stopped at this. I drove. As I drove quite a ways, and 1,824 miles. In total. And I stopped at this casino last night. It was just, it's in Oklahoma, and this son of a bitch casino was so big. I was just flabbergasted on how big it was. Unbelievable. It had to be, really. I'm not kidding, man. It had to be. They say it's the biggest casino in the world, and it's in Ardmore, Oklahoma, and I would say it had to be at least 10 football fields long.
No kidding.
10 football fields long. Now, it wasn't real wide. It was probably maybe 200 feet wide, maybe 300 feet wide, and just packed solid with slot machines and tables. But it was 10 football fields long. 10.
Man.
It's almost half a mile, I think. Isn't that half a mile?
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, it sure is.
It's unreal. Anyway, it was crazy, and no, I didn't win any money. So, but it was fun. I had a good time. I just be tired when I got there, so late. But I had to go check it out. Anyway, that was that. So anyway, let's get on tonight for the viewers. The prospective new viewers or new members, and that's what the buttons are for below. By the way, all you can spend is $25 tonight, and your sponsor will then get with you for the balance. And we are going to talk about money, so our income statement is below. You need to look at that as well. Tonight we're going to talk really about the Orlando event coming up here with Empower Network in October. We're still a few months away. I don't have any iPass updates, other than what I spoke about Saturday, when I was there in Dallas, and that source of mine, which is a very, very good source, is quite anxious, almost to the point of maybe a little upset that it hasn't been rolled out already. The iPass 2 system hasn't been rolled out already because it's kind of hurting his business, as well. So anyway, but his comment to me again, I'll just clarify that as well, is that he said it could be well into August, or September, before it's even iPass released. And honestly, it's getting a little silly. I know it's going to be a good thing. I know it's going to be a somewhat of a game changer for the people that use it the right way, at the highest level, which is what we expect to do. But it is getting a little silly. It's taking so long for it to get off the ground. And Chris Jones has got to start getting a little pissed that it's taking this long. But we'll wait. We'll support it when it's there.
What's to stop him from introducing the product on outside of Empower? I mean,
well, I think there's been so much effort, so much work, with the Empower product, like
right.
all the videos, all the the early stage, they call them tripwire products, and it's all geared toward Empower Network.
Yeah, that's true.
To roll it out on Herbalife or something like that, or Organo Gold or something like that, it would take another 3 years or 4 years. But I can't see that happen. I think when Chris gets this out and operational, I don't know. I'm sure he's got people that have already contacted him to do it. For them, whether it's a cruise or travel deal or coffee or whatever it is, but he's not going to want to spend 3 years in the amount of time and money getting it done. He'll probably go 6 months max, to get something approved and then roll it out. But when it comes out, it should certainly be worth the wait, and be able to get us where we need to go. I actually did speak with a couple people this week that are wanting to get back into the MLM arena, and primarily Empower Network. And I suggested to them, sit tight until this iPass 2 system comes out, then jump on board. You still can't beat what Empower brings to the table with the resources, unlimited inventory, and 100% commissions. So, it's there. So, but anyway, we want to talk just a bit about Orlando and the limited time that we have tonight. So. And I know we talked about some of the things that we're going to be doing there as a team, and I wish Gary Smith was here. I'd turn the mic over to him and let him talk the rest of the night, because he's pretty adamant about wanting to do the seminars before, right, and possibly even during the event. There's issues there that we need to be sensitive about. And we can share that with the viewers as well. But the aspect in the compliance issue about promoting other deals, if you will, there at the Empower Network event is taboo. I mean, you're just not allowed to do it. So, doing the seminar before or after the event, I'm sure is acceptable. Just not during it. So, we'll wait and see what Gary has to say, and plus with our input, what we want to do. But I really do plan on, especially with this iPass, if this iPass 2 rolls out, is to do some significant marketing in and around the Orlando area, Orlando, Tampa, St. Petersburg area, and Central Florida, and some extensive marketing there, primarily through iPass. And the event there in Orlando should be very good. Now, it's my understanding, Richard, Richard, that the event is there at the Orlando Airport Hotel. Is that correct?
That's my understanding too. It's going to be out there at the airport. So
I've stayed at that. Yeah, I've been at that Hyatt before. That Orlando Airport's, it's like Disneyland when you land. Or Universal. I think it's Universal owns the marketing or whatever.
Yeah, they do.
You get off that plane, you get off your plane, everything's Universal. So, but I've stayed at that Hyatt. It's nice and it's a big one. It's a biggie, and so it should be good and accommodating. Now, again, this is not going to be a regional event either. This is going to be a full-blown, company-wide, event. So, the whole world will be invited. The guys from Portugal and South America and everywhere else. So, it'll be a good one. It'll be a fun one. I know some promotions are being done right now for it, but you can't buy tickets yet. Well, you can't buy it. Let's put it this way: you can only buy tickets a special way. And which you got to buy a couple other products to get a ticket, and it's just their Empower's way of marketing stuff. That will change very soon, because they're going to start selling tickets. They need to start selling tickets, and I'm sure people will start buying them. So, but it'll be a good one. Now, one last thing on that too is that David Wood has announced that he is going to announce something quite special there in Orlando. Now. He did the same thing in Charlotte, and that's when they rolled out the Fight the Forces of Evil, which is the title of the Orlando event, where it's the CD-ROM, where you hand out the CD-ROM and you do the regular MLM marketing, face to face. They call it belly to belly, traditional MLM marketing, recruiting, and the ironic thing about that is that I think is a little bit of a misguided type of approach. Is that you got to have a computer to watch the CD-ROM. So if you got a computer, most likely you got the internet or at least access to it. And very few people I think have a computer with no internet access. Maybe I'm way off base. I don't know, but I don't think so. And the only other issue that I have with the Fight the Forces of Evil, DVD product is that it's $195, $198, whatever it is. Now it does get you three products. It gets you the blog, the Inner Circle, the monthly Inner Circle, and it gives you the affiliate status, all of which are very good. But you buy the Forces of Evil DVD for $198, and then you have a recurring $125 a month.
$125.
So it's not a slam dunk easy thing to sell. I prefer just to give them away. Mm-hmm. And that's where I think Chris Jones has a much better approach with the iPass 2. That you don't get any products with the initial purchase, the initial $7, which is what it costs, purchased. But you do get 100%, of the knowledge that is going to be asked of you to be successful in the Empower Network. So there's no guessing about it. Either you think you have it, you know, or you don't, you know, and that's what I like about it. There's no sky pie in the sky type of, $25. If I put my $25 in, I'll make, $4 million by the end of the month.
Yeah.
That just isn't happening. And when you start a small business like this, it takes money to make money. You have to build some sort of infrastructure or invest in yourself, and get all the utensils and the stuff that you need to be able to go out and make money with. And that's what the Empower Network products are. Once you buy them, you get to resell them, at 100% profit and keep. I'm sorry, 100% profit, 100% commission, which means you get to keep 100% of the sale proceeds, and you have unlimited inventory. A very, very powerful combination, and a combination alone is worth, being part of Empower Network. So, Orlando, the official dates, I've been told were the 17th through the 24th or 25th, I think it is, something like that.
Yeah, I was just going to check here. Let's see. '24th. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, they're pretty consistent with their dates, and again, going back to the original beginning of this conversation of what the special announcement David Wood's going to announce. The interesting thing, I really haven't put a whole lot behind it because I've been busy with other things, and but I hope to God it's not the iPass 2. They're going to wait now 3 months to do it there. I'll be so disappointed, in the whole activity. Here's the problem. Well, I don't want to get into that. This is for prospective new members. That's for another
another day.
Yeah, that's for another hand. But the event there in Orlando is going to be a very, very big one, and with a lot of people. And my guess is they'll probably do minimum 10,000. And hopefully upwards of the 15,000, people show up, which is really kind of where they're at. I believe Empower Network's at right now, and so the announcement which David Wood has, and he's been talking about this Orlando event, he didn't talk about it in Chicago, but certainly in the Dallas and then in New Orleans, earlier this year, the events this year. He is already talking about the last event, is what he was calling it, of 2014, which is the Orlando event, will be the last event, for Empower Network, and the announcement that's going to be made there. So, we'll see what happens, but one of the things that I think we can all, place a little comfort with, I guess, and understanding it is that, we know David Wood can hype stuff pretty hard, and he'll admit it to everyone else as well, and you got to take it with a little bit of a grain of salt too. But there will be an announcement. It will be a very, very big announcement to David Wood. And we can expect it to be, significant. I don't know if I'm even going to use the word large, but the fact that he's talked about it for almost a year leads me to believe that, it's going to be something of significant substance. So, we'll see what that is. Now, do you have any clues? Do you have any ideas, any thoughts, Mr. Iron Dan Richards?
I don't know right now, because I was expecting like iPass 2 to come out at the previous deal, and for all the build up, but the suspense. I'm hoping for something bigger than what happened in Charlotte, to be honest. I really am looking forward to something. Let's make us. I'm hoping they're going to make a big splash for the end of the year. But the one thing I got to say is, about Chris is he's been persistent, and he's been patient. And, from my experience in business, persistence and patience is something that we all have to deal with. And it's a virtue that's learned, folks. And I've been working on a deal for the last 2 weeks that, you have to stay persistent on it. I mean, it takes daily activity, And yet, you know, you got to have that patience to understand that things change, and you know, just you got to pray to hope for the best. And you know, our businesses with the Empower Network are similar to that. You know, we were persistent in doing the hangouts, helping our downline, trying to get people to come on board to help their people along. So that persistence pays off in a lot of areas of your life, and you'll find that habit will drift over into other things you do too. So, you know, and then it's just having the patience just to wait to wait for the harvest, you know. And so that's where I'm really going with this, is if it's the end of the year for them, you know, I'm going to be patient until we get there in August, and hopefully they really have, you know, something really wonderful for everyone, you know, and a product that's international too. I mean, because as we've been talking, you know, 2015 looks like it's going to be a great year to go international here, and I'm looking forward to getting out of town again. I'm ready for a road trip, seriously. So I think, you know, what is it? You know, your persistence has got to be a passion. You know, it'll turn into your passion, and kind of what was it? If ambition is the path to success, then persistence has to be the vehicle you drive in. And that was Bill Bradley said that one, but I thought that was kind of, you know, I had to stop and think to get that one down. But yeah, you know, and persistence is what we drive in and arrive in. And I mean to tell you.
Here's a good one. I'll break in here and just tell you a quick, funny little story. Live with passion. Who does that remind you
of? Gary's best buddy?
Well, you know, Anthony Robbins, Tony Robbins.
Yeah, Tony.
Yeah, live with passion. You know, it's funny because I drove, you know, all those miles, you know, roughly 2,000 miles in the last 4 days, and I listened to a lot of Anthony Robbins tapes. These were relatively old ones. They're CDs, you know, and relatively old ones, but there were a couple really good ones in there I liked. That mostly the interviews that he was doing, but I caught him doing one of these high, you know, power impact, you know, stage in front of, you know, a couple thousand, 3,000, 5,000, whatever. You know, and I'm thinking David Wood in one set, you know, and then Robbins in another, and then a couple other people that I know that I've been to, you know, and this is funny. I'll try to remember to say this right, and then we'll move on. And the viewers, please be patient with me on this one. But anyway, Robbins he's out in Hawaii, and he's doing this big deal in front of all these people, right? And he's motivating them and everything and saying all the right things, and he's getting their participation, you know, in the deal. And he goes, you know, he'd say something like, you know, and if you agree with that, everybody say aye, right?
Yeah.
You know, something like that. You know how he gets people, and you know, but he was saying it like every 15 or 20 minutes. Well. You know, all I could think of was, you know, I'd say I, you know, like a drunken pirate.
That's what I was thinking too. Arr.
Exactly. Everybody said, you know, everybody understands that. Say I, and I go, aye. You know, and you roll it on for about, you know, a couple, you know, more seconds, and it's just you know, drunken sailor obnoxious. But you know, if you could see me driving down the highway in my big ass Suburban, you know, excursion, you know, yelling, you know, kind of funny, but there was some good stuff in there. The one in particular, and I saved this guy's name. Well, I don't have it over here. But this is an economist everyone should be listening to right now. This guy is this guy's got his finger on the pulse more than anybody, and his middle name is Zane Pilsner.
Oh,
Paul Zane Pilsner, I think is his name. Or
yeah,
Pilsner or Pfizer or something like that. This guy, I think if you just Googled Paul Zane, Z-A-N-E, 2 words, you'll get it. But it's Pfizer, Pilsner, or something like that. I don't know. And he's actually out of Dallas. But this guy's right on target. And if you ever feel like other people have a lot of money and you don't have any money, or no one's employed, the unemployment's bad and stuff like that, this is the guy you should listen to, because he's not a motivational speaker, but he understands economics very well, and all you have to do is listen to this guy, and you are motivated. He stems from a core belief, and he's very good at describing it, very good at his delivery about there's, instead of a shortage of everything, there's overabundance of everything. Money,
Yep.
time,
There's a surplus.
wealth, everything, land. You think there's a fixed piece of land right here? No, it's an unlimited amount of land, because of technology and what technology can do. Don't ever think there's a limited piece of land or gold or silver or time or, gray hair, or what,
Yeah, you'd be proven wrong
Yeah.
if you believe that.
But he's really good, and that's one of the little diamonds that I caught during this trip was that, yeah, this guy's got some other stuff that I'm gonna order and get, but he was great for the I know some people that are just are big doomers. All they think of is, well, I'm not going to spend $500. I'm not going to spend $1,000 and join Empower Network, even though I know I'll probably be able to make 2 or 3 or 4,000 because 6 months from now the world's going to be ending.
Oh, the doom and gloom.
Or it's going to take me 5 years to get making 2,000 in Empower Network because no one's going to want to buy any of the products. Or it's been saturated. Everyone's already bought all of Power Network's products, so nobody else wants to buy them. It's stuff like that where this guy is just unbelievably good at his delivery, and his rationale of economics behind it, on why hardly anyone has even touched buying Empower Network products. No one even knows about Empower Network, and it's just getting started. Now he doesn't even know. I'm not saying he's never expecting to bring up Empower Network, but just his delivery on how he talks about economics when you apply it, to Empower Network and what we're doing, it will absolutely get you motivated and out of the doldrums of lack of resources or everything's going good for everybody, don't have a job, can't get a job. All that stuff goes right out the door. When you listen to this guy, he's very, very, very good. And again, his name is Paul Zane. But do you know what it is? Is it Filzner, Zillner, Filzner? I think it's Pfizer, something like that. Anyway,
I'll tell
stop rambling on about that. But getting back to Orlando, one of the things.
Pilsner.
Pilsner. Yeah. Okay. Paul Zane Pilsner. That's who it is. Paul Zane Pilsner. Yeah. Really good. Getting back to Orlando, and we can wrap this up here. We are keeping it to a half an hour today for the viewers, just because of scheduling. One of the main things that I do want to make sure we get done, in Orlando is the new members. We bring them up to speed live, face to face. They're in Orlando, so we are going to have some sort of breakout room and training room. And most likely, it maybe even stay an extra day. We're not going to do anything beforehand, at least for the team. We may do something else, but team-wise, it's going to be there obviously during the event, and then probably a day afterwards. We're not going to do the mansion thing or the boat thing or any of that nonsense. We're into making money, and cutting to the chase. Getting to know each other and utilizing all of our resources, to maximize profits. That's with Empower Network profits and outside of Empower Network products, all of which we'll be discussing with the team, while we're there in Orlando. We're there in Orlando for Empower Network, so during the Empower Network event, that's all we'll be talking about. Afterwards, we'll be talking about making money with Empower Network products. And some other areas as well. But that's only after the Empower Network product game or Empower Network game, Empower Network event. Mr. Iron Richards, do you have anything you want to add in closing here? And we're gonna have to shut it down. I got to get going, as I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, I was gonna say not really, because I know you got to get running here tonight. But no, I think it's gonna be really good. And we didn't tell you, folks, if you want to get started, here's the buttons down below here, so you can take your pick and send us questions to support for Saturday. Make sure you stop back in, everyone, and come see us on Saturday. And hopefully we'll have some new information for you on what's going on out there. But basically, you know, it's I know we got to wrap this up. So I just want to thank everybody stopping by, and wishing the best to Mike DeVeter and to Gary. And hopefully they'll be joining us here in another session soon.
Okay, good. Yeah, Gary, I forgot to mention, but Gary, Mr. Gary Smith, is playing T-ball tonight. So he's not able to attend. He's out playing T-ball.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. He's got a youth group that he's with, and they're doing extremely well. And so Mr. Smith mentors many people, and these 12-year-olds are one group. So, and they're really doing very well with baseball, regular baseball. So he had them to deal with tonight. So we'll be back on Saturday morning, and you know, again, as I mentioned earlier, you know, we had to cut this one short tonight. I've been traveling. I've got to get to somewhere, you know, here in 30 minutes, and I can't avoid. In fact, I came back specifically for this. But we do, for the viewers, we do these Google Hangouts twice a week. We do them this time period from 8 to 9 Central Time, and we also do a half-hour session Saturday mornings from 11 to 11:30, and it's a questions and answers session strictly designed to answer questions that are submitted during the week to our support staff, and that's what the button is over here on the side of the broadcast page. Just click on that support tab, and a box will pop open. And send in a question, type in your question about Empower Network Team 30 or any one of us team leaders. It'll get to support. We'll answer it for you, and if they deem appropriate, send it to us, that we get to answer live on Saturday mornings, questions and answer period. So that's when we'll be back, you know, here again, and I will have hopefully with us Mr. Gary Smith and maybe a guest or two as well. But thank you, Mr. Iron Dane Richards, for this evening. Appreciate it. And thank you, and thank you, viewers. And again, if you're watching this, you know, on one of our broadcast page, YouTube channels, or listening live or on replay for one of the radio stations, we want to thank you, you know, for taking the time, your time, to watch and get to know us a little bit more. Again, apologize for being a little bit short tonight. A lot of good stuff going on in Power Network, the Orlando event coming up. And don't forget, if you ever have a chance to look at this, look up this fella, Paul Zane Filsner. Filsner. It's worth the time to check him out. Very, very, very good about economy, and can give you the heads up on how to think about it as well. Great stuff. Really, really good stuff. So again, thank you for everything. Thank you, Mr. Iron Dane Richards. Good night, everybody, and we'll see everybody Saturday morning. Take care.